Don't act like this is your family anymore, Helen.
This is my family. This is my home.
Mom, we're just trying to talk.
Your house is hurting our property value, and that's a problem.
You stood in my kitchen and lied to me.
Brittany, maybe slow down.
We already have buyers. We need the whole land.
So this was never about family.
Wait, what buyers?
They were already seated at my kitchen table when I walked in, my son's architect plans spread out beside my late husband Frank's old coffee mug, like they belonged there, and Brittany did not even look up before she said it sharp and steady. "Don't act like this is your family anymore, Helen." David stared at the papers, not at me, and I felt the room tilt, not from age, but from betrayal. Because this was the same table where we had eaten birthday cake, planned holidays, and prayed over bad news, and now it was being used like a closing office. I was 68, still living on the 12 acres Frank and I scraped for in Asheville, North Carolina, and after his sudden heart attack 3 years earlier, grief made me soft in the places I used to be firm. At first, they came by with casseroles and yard help and long porch talks, and I told myself I was blessed until the concern turned into pressure. Brittany kept planting fear in calm sentences, asking, "What if I fell? What if no one found me? What if I could not keep up with the land?" And little by little, she made independence sound like stubbornness. Then came the offer, dressed as love. David said they wanted to build a forever home on 5 acres behind mine so they could be close, and Brittany promised she would handle permits and paperwork, and they slid documents across this same table that deeded them the land for $1. I called my younger son Thomas in Seattle, scared and unsure, and he told me not to sign anything until he could come home. But Brittany kept saying time was running out. The architect was booked, the loan was waiting, and in a lonely moment I signed because I wanted to believe my family still meant safety. The ink barely dried before I became an inconvenience. Contractors blocked my driveway, their work started before sunrise, and Brittany began calling my home an eyesore that ruined their vision. When their glass and stone house was finished, they threw a party I was not invited to, and the next morning, Brittany returned to my kitchen with expensive letterhead and a cold smile, offering me $300,000 for the rest of my land, and hinting they could make the well and driveway complicated if I refused. That was when Thomas and his husband Marcus flew in, listened once, and said the word I had been too ashamed to speak: exploitation. We hired Rebecca Chen, and she found what they never expected: a legal weakness in their access. And then the bigger truth: the deed was flawed, and the 5 acres and the house they built were not as secure as they bragged. I did not take what was not mine. I only stopped being the woman they could push around. And when David finally asked me to choose mercy, I chose boundaries first, because kindness without boundaries is a door left unlocked for someone who plans to take the whole house. If your own child tried to pressure you out of your home after you buried the person you loved most, would you forgive or would you fight, and why? And if you felt this in your chest, hit like, share this, and comment what you would do in my place.